Welcome to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. If you're watching this for the first time, I introduce myself as David from Melbourne, Australia. I have autism, speech impairment, a speech impairment. Those are my speech difficulties. I have Asperger's syndrome, and that's why I'll call myself an Aspie. And I think I actually done this fidget spin nose trick. So like I'll stand up a bit just to tighten myself up. Yeah, anyway, check out my new tracksuit, worn for the first time. Since this is now complete for my video uploads, since I actually love wearing this stuff, and I'm very obsessed with wearing clothes like that. Just to get on with it though, like this is my 6th video upload for July 2021, which happens to be episode 189. When I stumbled across a new word that defines autism awareness, this word is Autismophobia. I did not invent this word. The first person who likely had invented this word was from a mysterious person called Frank Ludwig. Since it had appeared on Google, and Google directed me to 3 different social media platforms, which was Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr. And this was posted up on these social media platforms as recently as 2018, and they even each have a hashtags. And like, I always wondered if there was such word as autismophobia, but it's just quite unclear up until now for this video, as one of the many voices from an individual who is definitely autistic. Now it's time to unravel what the word autismophobia truly means. Actually, where I would likely start understanding the meaning of autismophobia, first off, like, I'll talk about individuals who are autistic and have autismophobia, since that autismophobia could represent the fear of being on the autism spectrum towards individuals who are autistic. And even autismophobia could represent the fear of autistic individuals for those who are neurotypical. So like, please let me know down in the comments down below what you think the meaning of autismophobia should actually really mean. So like, now this is where it all gets real, and I'm going to just get right into the contents. This is where I would like to start. First, I wish to explain how and why autismophobia would affect individuals who are on the autism spectrum. This fear of autism with people who are on the autism spectrum could influence or be influenced from social phobia and a fear of appearing different and standing out in neurotypical driven society. This would reflect upon individuals on the autism spectrum who do not want to be autistic, since there are no treatment and there are no cures for autism. It's caused from autistic individuals who feel rejected from mainstream society, which is ran by neurotypical driven society, and to some extent they feel they're ashamed, embarrassed and humiliated for being autistic. So like, as a result, this could be the cause of suicide rates for autistic individuals after feeling rejected from mainstream society, which is mainly caused by autismophobia. And as it happens, after what I found on Google, not many autism advocates would have identified how autismophobia had impacted on our autism community. Well, those are just my speculations why there are suicide rates happening in the autism community. Autismophobia appears to be harmful for autistic individuals, and this affects the autism community. So now, this is what I'd like to move on to now, talking about neurotypicals. So like, I'm actually referring to individuals who are neurotypical and also autismophobic. So like, this is just my point of view at a time when this video was filmed and uploaded. So like, this is all going to be uncharted territory, and my opinions are subject to change over time. Since this is all I have in regards to information, since we do not have a concrete information anywhere on the internet apart from these 3 hashtags that were on Twitter, Pinterest and Tumblr at this time. So like, I hope I'm going to remake this video one day, and since I'll be hearing a lot of differences in opinion over time, if anyone takes the word autismophobic or autismophobia seriously. So like, I am prepared to explore how some neurotypicals can be the cause of autismophobia. Well anyway, this is just all speculations that I'm going to be explaining through the rest of this video content. So it'll be too early to take it literally, and that's the only opinions I have at a time. Okay, right, it could begin with discrimination that is made towards autistic individuals. Similar to what I said back in episode 80, since there's been ableist slurs like calling individuals on the autism spectrum retards, or even outlining individuals who are autistics to be called eugenics. Well, those are just discrimination slurs. So like, it's from neurotypical driven society who don't practice autism acceptance, instead reject individuals who are autistic. Discrimination towards autism, and it's that ableism paints the image of autismophobia through neurotypical driven society. And this may cause employers refusing to employ autistic individuals into full-time jobs, and even rejecting autistic individuals from taking part in certain activities, especially taking part in various social activities. And just like how those neurotypicals would view autism as like a leper to society. So like, as for parents who are raising their children who are autistic, this would even influence parents with autismophobia who dare to put their autistic children through AWA programs, which trains autistic children to grow up as autismophobics. And what I said before about autistic individuals being autismophobics, it could also come through AWA programs, making AWA to be harmful towards autistic individuals. And this is why I love to agree with autistic rights activist groups and neurodiversity groups that AWA is a harmful procedure, and this was founded by a homophobic who has also appeared to be autismophobic, and his name's Ivos. Anyway, who cares if I mispronounce his name? So like, this shouldn't be. So that happened in the 1970s, that Ivos or Ivas, who suggested that ABA is the cure for autism. Instead, it's just caused a lot of harm, and it's actually turned a lot of autistic children into autismophobics. So like, if you just heard this, those are my final judgment on what ABA is. It's fuel and fire to advocate autismophobia. So now, finally, I have identified that Autism Speaks is an organisation that is ran by autismophobics, allowing those autismophobic individuals, which is Bob and Susan White, the CEO of Autism Speaks, to run a multi-million-dollar business to promote autismophobia, since they label themselves as an autistic organisation, ignoring the voices from real autistics. And now that has been said, Autism Speaks can be acclaimed to be a autismophobic speaks, since that Bob and Susan White are the world leaders in autismophobia. It actually did happen back in 2009. Autismophobia Speaks did promote their product through a horrific commercial, yet the most autismophobic image to be painted on our autistic community. If you've seen this video called I Am Autism, like, not many people want to see it, but that was just pure autismophobic, and what you get from seeing this I am autism from Autism Speaks from their ad is just promoting autismophobia, trying to make it very fearful and scary. So like, Autism Speaks will always live to their reputation to advocate autismophobia instead of being the organisation like ASAN, who are ran by real autistic individuals. And from now on, there are no longer Autism Speaks, and let's just call them Autismophobic Speaks, since they are no good for the worldwide autism community. So that's why Autismophobic Speaks gets no support from Aspie with Attitude, and to rephrase this, Autism Speaks gets no support from Aspie with Attitude. Anyway, we are lacking resources for the autism community to understand autismophobia and how harmful it is for the worldwide autistic community, and how autismophobia is harmful for autistic individuals. Well, anyway, maybe speaking of lining up red, or light up red for autism acceptance, and also light up red could also mean saying no to autismophobia. So like, I am glad that I did my best to explain what autismophobia is, since I am the real voice from an individual who's actually on the autism spectrum, and it's much better than for someone who's neurotypical to explain autismophobia, since that not many of you have actually heard this word before. So like, I just really wish to hear from autistic rights activist groups and neurodiversity groups to educate how harmful autismophobia is to autistics. So like, even let's make a page on Wikipedia to explain what autismophobia is. So like, I like to hear from a lot of autistic YouTube creators to actually do a video on autismophobia, just to really get that word out there, which is going to actually may change the views on autism acceptance and autism awareness, which is actually very important. So like, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel, Aspie with Attitude, and also you can ring this notification bell to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. And also, another favour what you can do to support this channel and this video is if you can like and share this video content. That way it will increase the algorithm and we'll get autismophobia to be heard pretty much in the worldwide autistic community and through social media. So anyway, so like, I didn't intend to make it such a long video, since I wanted to explain in detail what this all supposed to mean, since we do not have much resources talking about autismophobia, which means a lot to me. And it's just kind of sad how there's suicide rates from autistic individuals, since there's this lack of awareness about autismophobia. So anyway, I've said enough. Let's just pull this one off with a fidget spin nose trick. So like, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, since it was very important to listen to what I said, since I tried my best to explain autismophobia. Peace and respect, and see you next time from Aspie with Attitude.